Good morning, happy Monday, and welcome back to my channel. And welcome to my last semester at FIT, which is just like absolutely crazy to think about. Just out of curiosity, if you've been here since either my first semester at FIT or the weaving videos that I made before starting at FIT, definitely let me know in the comments because I'm curious like who's been here since the beginning. To be totally transparent, this is actually my second week of school. I had my first week last week, and honestly, there wasn't like a lot of things that were interesting to show you because it was mostly just like syllabus and introductory stuff, and I tried to film it and it was just boring. So we're starting with week 2. This semester is going to be really interesting because it's pretty different from every other semester I've had at FIT so far because we're focusing pretty much entirely on our like thesis, capstone, portfolio collections this semester. So for the most part, we have like one theme, one project, and we're just like diving in fully into this concept and exploring it to make like a gigantic collection to show off at the end of the semester. We also have an internship component, which I'll tell you a little bit more about later on when I actually go to my internship, but for now I'm heading to one of my portfolio classes. Just to catch you up a little bit, I have done a bit of brainstorming about my concept and where I see myself going this semester, but I'm still working on refining it, so I'll kind of explain that to you as I develop it and as I go to these classes and I talk to my teachers and I keep like working out my concept. So yeah, let's get this week started.
My thesis project started out just like any other school project, with a gigantic Pinterest board filled with images that inspire me, which I'll then use to make an official mood board. Part of our project is to hone in on topics and ideas that most interest us, but I also wanted to try to challenge myself this semester and work with colors that I don't use as often, like reds and browns. And these colors were kind of inspired by trends in AI art, which feature bold, bright colors combined with earthy neutrals.
Hello again, I just got out of that class and honestly it gave me a lot to think about. So I'm gonna head home and work on some stuff, and if anything interesting happens, I'll be sure to show you. And if not, I'll see you tomorrow. Good morning, happy Tuesday. It is so cold. It looks all bright and sunny, but I am shivering in my jacket and I'm just trying to like run to the trains. I have my internship today, which I actually started last week, and it was kind of funny to kind of like kick off my whole internship experience. Ryan and I watched The Devil Wears Prada, which was like really fun because it kind of got me in like the New York internship mood. But in a way, it also made me like even more nervous for my internship because that movie, if you haven't seen it, it's pretty much just like 2 hours of Meryl Streep yelling at somebody named Andrea and telling them that they're not good enough and that their clothes are bad. So it definitely contributed a little bit to my anxieties. But thankfully the office that I'm at is literally nothing like that. I'm genuinely so happy at the place that I've been placed, and I really love my coworkers so far. So yeah, I think it's gonna be a good semester. So I'm interning on both Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Unfortunately for my whole vlog situation, I am working for a business now, so I can't really like share a whole lot of what I'm up to in my internship, even though I'd really like to like show you guys and take you along. It's kind of like a privacy issue, which I'm sure you guys can understand, especially because design companies always design for like advanced seasons. So right now they're working on stuff that isn't going to be publicly released until like at least next year. So things are on lock. It's very private. I design confidentiality stuff. So unfortunately, I can't really take you along. But even though I won't get to really show you much on Wednesdays and Thursdays, there's going to be plenty before and after and throughout the semester because I have a lot of really fun things planned for my thesis project that I think you're going to really enjoy. So let's head to my internship and I'll see you after.
After my internship, Ryan and I went to the movies together to watch one of my all-time favorites, the 2004 version of The Phantom of the Opera. The theater gave us all masks and roses, we drank wine, and it was just perfect.
Good morning, happy Thursday. I'm heading over to campus right now and I have a pretty full day, which should actually hopefully be a pretty good day today. First thing in the morning, I have my painting on fabrics class, which is an elective that I'm just taking for fun because I feel like there's a lot I can learn from it that I can definitely apply to like my personal works and my future projects. And so far I'm really excited about that class, and I think today should be kind of like an actual start in the painting on fabrics process. So hopefully there'll be some fun things to show you. After that painting on fabrics class, I have a lunch date with Ryan, which I'm really excited about, and then I have my portfolio class. In that class, I'm pretty sure we're just given free time to just work on things as we feel like we need to, and I want to take what I learned from my Harriet Watt experience in Scotland and really make like sketchbooking a component of this project for myself, because that process really helped me a lot creatively. So I think I might like mix colors and prepare what I need to start the sketchbooking process today. So there should be actually a lot of fun things to show you, and hopefully it'll be a good day. So yeah, let's go.
My painting on fabrics class was just amazing. It's taught by a professor who works as a costume painter for a whole bunch of major Broadway shows. So we started the semester with her showing us a lot of her swatches from her past work, which was just such a treat. Then we started on our first sampler, which was an exploration in painting with dyes thickened with sodium alginate. We explored so many techniques, and my goal was pretty much just to try them all, so this piece isn't necessarily beautiful, but I learned a whole lot from it. Then I picked one technique to explore a little further, which was a method of painting scales. And I made this little pink, kind of mermaid-ish scrap that I actually really ended up liking. Afterwards, Ryan and I went on a little lunch date to our absolute favorite Korean fried chicken spot. It had been so long since we ate here together, so this was definitely a treat. Then, in my portfolio class, I worked on mixing watercolor dyes in the exact color of my mood board swatches. Having little bottles of each one of my colors gives me the chance to do some color explorations on paper, which I can then either scan and turn into digital prints, or just use as inspiration for other pieces. To do this right, it's really important that my colors are as exact to my mood board as possible. So I took the little vials of store-bought dyes, and I mixed them together into new bottles until I got exactly the colors that I wanted. It's a long and tedious process, but honestly, I love doing it. Then, once I had all my new colors, I just started painting. I didn't really have a plan of any kind. I just wanted to get color on paper to see if I liked how everything was working together, what colors I found myself drawn to the most, and how things would mix and mingle. I wasn't really focused on making something perfect or beautiful, it was more just about immersing myself in this palette and playing around with it just to see what I could learn from it.
Again, I just finished up with my day of school, and honestly, today was like a beautiful day. It felt really good to actually get paint on paper or on fabric in both of my classes. Like, it was very like fun, creative, free-flowing exploration kind of day, and those are definitely my favorite days. Anyway, it's late. I am just gonna slowly head home, and I will see you tomorrow. Good morning, happy Friday. So today I decided to make it a work from home day, which I did have permission from my teacher to do that because I have a really exciting package that I just got in the mail that's a whole bunch of supplies for my thesis project. So let's open it up, let's see what's inside, and figure out what it is we're gonna do today. I pretty much got everything I needed to start a tiny little dye studio here in my apartment, which I'm so excited about. So let me show you exactly what I got.
First up, I got a bunch of little half-ounce jars of Jacquard brand acid dye powders, and I got them in all of Jacquard's primary colors. This way I can mix all of my own colors just like I did with my watercolors. I also got the 6-pack of neons because how could I possibly resist? I got a 1-pound bag of citric acid powder, which is needed to bind the dye colors to wool and silk fibers. I also got 10 of these 16-ounce squeeze bottles so that I can make larger quantities of my dyes and store them over the course of the semester. This is basically so I won't have to remake and remix my colors in the exact shades every single time I want to use one. These came with these Yorker spouts, so I also got regular caps for them just to be extra safe. I got a set of funnels so that I could fill up those squeeze bottles and hopefully avoid some messes. And last but certainly not least, I got some basic safety equipment, a respirator and a pair of safety glasses. For my dye materials, I dug through my stash and found a few things. One was some superwash wool yarn, which I tied into little bundles for easy sampling. I also found some white, non-superwash wool roving, as well as some undyed sari silk. And my first task was to create little samples of every single dye that I bought, just so I can see what the colors looked like straight out of the jar on these 3 different kinds of fibers. And here's how all of my little samples turned out. This was such a great practice in using these dyes, and now I have a little swatch of every single dye color that I could use for reference when I'm mixing my own colors. I then repeated this exact same process for the neon colors, and then I put everything into a little booklet for safekeeping. The next day, I had one more very exciting purchase come in the mail. I got myself an Ashford 16 harness table loom. Going into this semester, I honestly had no intentions of buying a loom, and I was planning on using our campus's equipment. But unfortunately, we found out that week that the department didn't have any floor looms available for the seniors to use, and the CompuDobby looms were basically out of commission. So if I wanted to weave on campus, my only option was a very tiny 8-harness Structo table loom. As you can imagine, I was extremely sad to hear this because I wanted weaving to be the focus of my thesis project and was really looking forward to using some more robust equipment. So instead of compromising on my thesis project plan, I decided to invest in this loom. This ended up being an amazing decision because I could work from home, take all the time that I needed on my samples, make giant messes with dye,
Beautiful.
and I could really make this project and this experience exactly what I wanted it to be.
We did it.
That took 4.5 hours, almost 5 hours.
It's long.
To celebrate my new loom with its 16 handles, Ryan and I went to a frozen yogurt shop called 16 Handles, which was just a perfect way to end the week. Thank you so much for tagging along with me this week. If you'd like to see how my thesis project turns out, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and hopefully I'll see you in my next videos. Bye!